good afternoon or morning or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Welcome to Fly Tampa Fly. This channel, this podcast exists to inspire and grow aviation small business community within the Greater Tampa Bay area. Our goal remains to find like-minded people who are looking to grow profitable aviation-centric ventures that have a task with a greater purpose. So if you know of a startup with an aviation-centric focus, please connect us. We haven't done it in a while, but we want to get back into interviewing actual people like we used to do at the beginning. I've got a new setup here, so bear with me. There we go. All right, we're going to get right into it. We're going to go straight into some of our news like we always do, and I'm pretty excited. I got this new setup and things seem a little bit more efficient. It's not the JetWind studio, but you know, this will do since JetWind is closed on the weekends, and that's when I'm filming today, and that's okay. All right, let's move on to the FAA and the Department of Transportation. The U.S. Transportation Secretary recently announced a new plan to accelerate the hiring of air traffic controllers. They have opened their hiring window for people to become an air traffic controller from February 27th, so it's already started, and they've increased it to March 17th. And their goal is to raise the bar on safety by recruiting what they call the best and brightest through a merit-based process. They're looking to increase salaries by 30% for candidates who go through the Air Traffic Control Academy. In fact, the average certified professional controller makes over $160,000. You probably don't start there, but you're probably in the $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 range, maybe 80 starting. So if you can get through there, it's pretty, air traffic controller is a pretty stressful job, but if you can get through that kind of training, you're going to be all right. And then finally, they're looking to streamline the hiring process from what is currently an 8-step process to a 5-step process, and they're looking to accelerate that, in their words, to accelerate the time to hire for these process for these critical positions by shaving more than 4 months off the process. We'll see what they're doing. So if you're looking to get into the world of air traffic control, you're not necessarily looking to be a pilot. I say it always that you don't have to be a pilot to be in the aviation industry, and there are a lot of great benefits, and you can get paid really well. All right. A little, I don't want to call it, government drama, if you will. The Aircraft Owners and Pilot Association, they're calling on the FAA to limit the use of automatic dependent surveillance broadcast data, ADS-B, for the purposes beyond its original intention, which was to enhance air traffic safety and airspace efficiency. Originally, ADS-B, where are my notes at? Well, originally, ADS-B was used exactly what they said: enhance safety and airspace efficiency, move stuff around the airspace. But what it's turning into is people are starting to sue if, say, like you fly less than 4,000 feet, or you fly 4,000 feet and below, and they just see your tail number. You're still legally flying within that airspace, but people are starting to basically sue pilots. And then, of course, airports are starting to collect user fees just based on your tail number. That's not what the technology was initially intended for. In fact, what they pointed out in this call to the FAA to limit the use of the data is when all these people, all these aircraft owners, they had to spend combined, they spent more than $500 million to comply with the 2020 ADS-B mandate. They had to go literally buy an expensive piece of equipment to put in their aircraft. And they did that based upon the assurances that the aircraft position data would only be used to improve safety and increase the efficiency, the airspace efficiency. But it's not turning into that. It's turning into pilots are now being forced to pay expensive fees, legal fees, to defend themselves against questionable enforcement actions and, of course, frivolous lawsuits. So, and then, in fact, they pointed out in the article that there's a cottage industry of companies contracting with public use airports to collect the user fees, but also it's just a matter of time before a cottage industry of lawyers, if they haven't already started, start coming after you as a pilot. So this is something you want to pay attention to if you are an aircraft owner, and even if you're an aircraft renter, because eventually, if it affects the owner of the aircraft, that cost is going to get passed on to you as well. So something we need to watch out for, and thank goodness for organizations like AOPA that look out for our needs within the world of aviation. All right, the FAA is contracting with a company called Aurora Network Systems in efforts to demonstrate and validate some sort of voice relay capability as they look to develop a way to integrate pilots who operate remotely operated uncrewed aircraft systems, UASs, to effectively communicate with air traffic controllers. So everybody knows unmanned aircraft is coming, and personally, I think professionally, maybe after many years down the road, but it's happening. It's going to happen. That crewed aircraft, pilots are an endangered species. That's just personal opinion. They're already looking to work with how to integrate with the unmanned aircraft, and they're just going to get better at it. So Aura Network Systems isn't doing it alone. They're working with the Northern Plains UAS Unmanned Aerial Systems test site, which is in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and that site supports beyond visual line of sight flight testing and offers convenient access to the Grand Sky Commercial USA Research and Development Park located in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Is it North Dakota? North Dakota area. So they're doing this testing, and it's going to potentially affect you. It's going to affect the industry. So it's something to watch out for. It's also something, if you're looking to get in that world of UAS, it's also a potential opportunity for you. The opportunities in the world of unmanned aerial vehicles is only going to increase. So that's potential business opportunity. Oh, this is a sad one. So AOPA recently sent out a survey, and they're standing up an advocacy team to help fight a potential airport closure, the Everglades Air Park, which is in Collier County, Florida, somewhere near the Everglades. This uniquely set and a valuable asset is under threat of closure, and AOPA recently learned that an agenda item is planned for March 11th in the next week. I think that's next week or the week after. And by completing a survey, whoever completed the survey, the results of the survey, if you're an AOPA member, complete the survey. I think it might have closed already. But if it hasn't, complete the survey. Those of you who did, your survey is going to, the results of your survey are going to help inform the discussion points with the elected officials. So once again, AOPA is your advocate of all things aviation and looking to keep vital airports alive to help your community so you have a place to fly. Let's see, what am I looking at here? In general, some good news. According to a study commissioned by the General Aviation Manufacturers Association, General Aviation has contributed over $339.2 billion to the U.S. economy. That was in 2023. I'm sure the 2024 numbers will come early next year, while supporting 1.3 million jobs across the nation. This was a PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers study, and it examined four key points, four key types of economic impact: direct industry activity, indirect effects through the supply chain, induced effects from industry wages being spent on local economies, and enabled contributions greater than 10%. I'm sorry, for mixing up my notes. Enabled contributions from general aviation related visitor spending. And well, there was a lot of GDP contribution. For example, let's just go with the visitor spending. Business aviation and other GA travel drove an estimated 6.7 billion in visitor spending at destinations, probably primarily on lodging, about 4.4 billion, and meals to the tune of 2.2 billion. They had 3 states that led the top of the list: California, Florida, and Texas. Out of those 3, Florida was number 2. Florida had an input into the GDP of 27.4 billion with regards to the aviation. And what it boils down to is for not just manufacturers, operators, and service providers, but any of you who are looking to get into the world of aviation, opportunities are there, and the study reinforces general aviation's vital role in the U.S. transportation and highlights that there are opportunities for you. So get out there and make something happen. Oh, this was a cool article I found. There's a company called JetWind Power Corporation. They've come up with this cool little, if you look in the picture a little bit close, you'll see this little fan thing. Anyway, the fans collect wind from the jet blast as they turn around and start taxiing out, and they move these fans, and it creates sustainable energy. Well, this company is also exploring ways to do that off airports and places that aren't airports. They're in discussions with the French Railways Group to install some of their, they call them pods, along the high-speed line between Paris and Lyon to collect wind generated by passing TGV trains. They've also had interest from prospective customers in other countries such as the UK, Australia, Ecuador, Brazil, and Switzerland. So that's pretty cool. So from an entrepreneurial perspective, who would have thought of that? Just to put a box of fans where the jet blast goes and try to collect that and create energy. And then of course with trains, as they pass you by, they create that wind. I mean, I put this slide in here because that just shows the opportunities exist, and you just have to go out and find them and create them. So that's a really cool story. All right, honing our focus into Florida. Naples recently opened a new jet center, so those of you guys who are pilots and fly into Naples, this is a great new facility. The Naples, Florida inaugurated its new terminal as part of its 3-year, $15 million development project. It features 13,000 square feet, 2-story building, which has a pilot lounge, passenger lounge, and a bar. Remember, 8 hours bottle to throttle, so no drinking and flying. Has a 12-seat conference room, a concierge area, locker room with showers, and tenant offices, of course. And then upstairs, there's a wraparound open-air observation deck and event space. So that, I'm not sure if they let you go up there just to look around, but that might be a cool place to visit, just so you might be able to take some cool pictures there from the observation decks. I don't know, just something cool to look into, especially if you're a pilot here. Another cool place to fly for that $100 hamburger. All right, a while ago, late last year, we were talking about the beneficial ownership information report requirements, and it looks like they're back on. So they had a stay of execution, but now it's reported that they're reinstated, and you have to report your beneficial ownership, even if you're in a single member LLC, by March 21st, 2025. So that's coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks. Go on the website and read it. If you have a small LLC or a small entity, you too are required to do this. And on the website, they're talking about fines up to $500. $500 per. I'm not sure if it's month or day. It's probably a month, but whatever it is, it's more than you need to pay. I've done it with a couple of my small little entities, single member entities, and it's not bad. It goes pretty quick, especially if you're a single member entity. It goes really quick. But just do it. It's a quick, and don't pay anybody. You're gonna see people emailing you to pay them to do it. It takes you like less than 10 minutes. So just do it. All right, we had so here in the Greater Tampa Bay area, we have the Tampa Bay, I guess it's the Hillsborough County Aviation Authority, and I think that's what Tampa Bay International Airport falls under. But Tampa Bay International Airport sent a representative to testify before the Florida Senate Transportation Committee on the future of advanced air mobility. And the representative discussed with lawmakers and wanted the lawmakers to know that the advanced air mobility technology, it's here and it's actually closer than they think. He discussed with them, with the committee, how the state's major airports are planning to integrate the new technology into Florida's already busy airspace, and that we can expect a rollout to be very slow, but within select local markets, as soon as early as 2026. And as the Florida population continues to grow, you've seen the traffic, we've seen the traffic. It's only getting worse, and it's just a matter of time before it happens. All right. All right, we're looking the fixed-based operator chains are working to build vertiports for eVTOL operations, and there's a company in Atlantic Aviation. They made a major splash in the AAM infrastructure arena with an announcement of acquiring Ferrovial vertipoints. That Ferrovial is one of the leaders in the development of eVTOL aircraft operation hubs. As a wholly owned Atlantic Aviation subsidiary, it will be rebranded as Vertiports by Atlantic. The company said that the acquisition is going to allow it to continue to develop vertiports in multiple locations as air taxi services approach and commercial launch. So I put this in here to highlight how the infrastructure is being built. It is happening. So if anybody's in denial, don't be. All right, eVTOL stocks. This is one of those for those of us, myself included, who invested in Lilium. Well, they had a group of investors who were looking to buy them, but unfortunately, they're done. Stick a fork in them, poof. It's kind of a bummer. I personally love the Lilium platform and what they were showing us, but it's not meant to be. They finally, well, for the second time, they have filed for insolvency, and yeah, they're done. They actually had people come back to work for no pay. They didn't have them. They asked them to, and they showed back up under, because they felt that the other investors were gonna come through, but it didn't happen, and unfortunately, yeah, they're done. All right, and then Archer Aviation, just for your information up there, ACHR, they have raised $300 million. Lilium probably they need to buy Lilium. They raised $300 million from BlackRock to advance hybrid aircraft platform. So somebody's making money. It's not Lilium, unfortunately, as a former investor. But it's Archer. So good for Archer, good for them, and we'll see how they advance, and hopefully they don't waste BlackRock's money. All right, this is our typical aviation events. As you can see, we got a lot of events. This is probably not the best venue to do it, but I just put it up there. Just maybe I'll start putting this on my website in the future, because I do have. If you look at the blue, those are actual links to the actual places to go sign up. So I might do that. Maybe I can be convinced. Drop me your thoughts in the comments, and yeah, well, let's discuss it and let's talk about it. Airport user fees. We just throw this up here because we just want you to be informed that there's certain airports that are starting to do user fees based upon your ADS-B. So hopefully AOPA comes through for us and gets FAA or the government in general to back down on allowing people to use the ADS-B to do that. More scholarship opportunities, go to FAA.gov. If you don't know where to start, it's a good place to start. They have a list, and it's not a complete list, but it's a list that will get you started. If you're looking to get into the world of aviation and you don't know where to start, even if you're not looking to be a pilot, they have other scholarships for people who aren't looking to be pilots. You'll find a scholarship for air traffic control. You find all sorts of scholarships. So just use Google or ChatGPT, and you can find the answers. You're going to find some answer. Scholarship opportunities. I put this here just to kind of hone focus on some of the ones that I have found. Like I said, there's probably way more than this that exist. Some of these are on the FAA.gov website as well. These are some that I personally put together a while ago, and I just put this slide up here so you guys can have a leg up and look for scholarships if that's what you're looking for. All right, about a minute over time. I'm trying to get it down to this 20 minute level, but yeah, a work in progress. All right, as always, we want to say thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Of course, we invite you back in the future, but we want to give a shout out to our friends at JetWind Systems. They provide flight simulation technologies with their purpose-built computer systems. They run flight simulation systems in any environment. That includes desktop PCs to servers running large-scale simulators. They do a lot of work with governments and schools, and they're really all of their systems are hand-built, stability tested, benchmarked, and optimized to maximize the performance and stability within the flight simulation software of your choice. So they do a lot of good work, and they're very busy, but they will take time to talk to you if you have a simulation problem. So please contact them. And also, if you're looking for flight controls, really quality flight controls, they're also the North American distributor of virtual flight control products. And then for flight simulation systems, they are the North American distributor of virtual flight simulation systems. So give our friends at JetWind a call. And then we always want to give a shout out to our friend. These are all our friends and sponsors. Mind My PC. They're a cybersecurity and IT outsourcing solution for small to medium-sized businesses. They offer 24-hour, 7 days a week availability, which gives you, as the business owner, a peace of mind, so that you can focus on what you do best, and that is your business. So if you don't want to be a cybersecurity and IT specialist, that's not your bailiwick. You don't have to be. You have a great company like my friends at Mind My PC. They'll take care of you, and they've been doing it for 15 to 20 years, and they're good. They know what they're doing. All right, good. Well, that brings us to the end. We hope you enjoyed the show today, and yeah, our goal is to grow a community of like-minded people who want to grow profitable aviation-centric ventures while staying on task with a greater purpose. So we invite you to follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to YouTube. Hit that bell and stay up to date with our latest contact. And then, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for joining us.